There we go.
Hello, everybody. Oh, it's been fun.
Hello, let's start over. How is that? Can't. Okay, can you hear Majik? You hear me, but what about Majik?
Testing. Everyone needs to hear me.
She said something. Can you hear her? Okay, he hears you. All right. Well, hello. Welcome to Coffee with Jem. I'm Jem. It's very good to see you here today. And Majik and I will pretend like we didn't already do this part. So, it's been quite a morning. I want to thank all of you for being patient and staying with me while we get started here. Let's start over. Coffee with Jem. If you've never been here before, this is the show where I drink coffee and chat with people who stop by. Today we have MajikAce. So everybody say hello to Majik. I know our shark to have a webcam. I forget, I can't read that out loud anymore. Majik said hello. I interrupted her.
Hello.
So, yes, so my hours are pretty flexible. Have a lot of mornings, I do some afternoons, and then I have some evening shows coming up, but I'll get you more information on that later. If you'd like to know when I go live, just click the follow button and then turn on your notifications, and it will tell you when I go live. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at mwilson6468, and also my email is texas.gem68@gmail.com. All right. So now we know the sound is working. Majik's volume is low.
That might just be because I'm not like, oh my gosh, hi everybody.
Because you're not screaming. I'm turning you up in Discord. Maybe that will help.
Okay.
Can you hear her now?
Testing.
I feel like the Verizon commercials. Can you hear me now?
Good.
Okay, I have to find my notes. There we are. Okay, so I'm a little nervous. I've never done a webcam before, so everybody be nice. And I couldn't figure out how to get Majik. She was going to join me, but I couldn't get the Skype thingy to work, so I'll be calling somebody that webcams multiple people and asking about that. So Majik, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Oh boy. Let's see. the tricky thing here is what do I want to divulge and where should I start once I decide.
Well, you were divulging quite a bit in your last stream, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I will start with I have started this streaming stuff just recently, and I am a mother, so that has been quite an experience. I am a massive Star Wars fan, like to the point where the new movies annoy me so bad because they messed with the books that I read growing up. Yeah, I'm one of those people. You can't take me to the movies if I've read the books. It's not gonna go well. People are gonna be mad at me. I was in the movie theater freaking out during Star Wars. My husband's like, shh, shh, shh. No one needs to hear that. And I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm that person. I have a son and a daughter and a husband, and I am a Libra because I just thought I'd throw that out there. My favorite class is heels, and I'm an only child, which probably explains a lot of my eccentricities.
Because you're an only child, now we know the reason. Now we know the truth.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying. Apparently, just I'm all that my parents needed. I apparently am a handful.
Well, let's discuss some of these things you've brought up. So let's talk about gaming. When did you decide you like video games? Like, there's a little bit of an age difference between us, so you probably grew up with video games being around.
Yeah. The first video game I ever played was the original Nintendo system. I believe it was my cousin gave it to me because he got a Sega Genesis, and so he was just getting rid of his. He gave it to me, and I became obsessed with the Duck Hunter game. I even had a little gun. Like, that was a huge deal to me. I was so obsessed. Later, one of my uncles got a PlayStation, the first PlayStation that came out, so he gave me his Super Nintendo. So I got all into the hockey and games like that. Like, I was all into it. Super Mario, all that stuff. You name it, I was there. Except there's like 2 games I think I never really played, but most all the Nintendo games I loved. Then the N64 came out, and I got the Star Wars edition, so I had the pod racing game. Oh my, that was some great stuff. Although I will say that my most loved it. Yeah, I really loved it. I played it a lot, which when I say a lot, I wasn't the type of gamer I am now. At that time, I would play like an hour, or like if it was raining outside, maybe 2 hours if I was really on a roll, and then I'd just be done. Like, I'd be like, okay, like, I got my fill. I'm ready to go do other stuff. Like, I was very active as a child. I was always outside. So video games weren't really a big deal to me. Whenever I did play, though, I was, like, ready to kick butt. Star Fox 64 was my jam. And it drove me crazy that you couldn't save the game. So when I'd be on a roll, I would be hardcore into it. Like, don't talk to me now! I'm almost done with the game. Nope, I can't talk to you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I really loved Star Fox 64. And later on, I got it on my DS. As an adult, I got a DS, and I bought Star Fox on it. I could actually save it then.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes,
well,
it was.
Now, see, I don't know if you realize this, but when I was in, I want to say junior high, is when Pong was really big. The Atari Pong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And only a handful of people that I knew could afford one. I grew up as kind of poor. You know, we didn't have a lot of money. Certainly no money for anything like that. Like, I would save my lunch money and go down to the corner convenience store. It was called a, I can't think of what it's called now. But anyway, the convenience store. And I'd play Centipede or Galactica or something like that on there. But,
yes.
Yeah. But I had a friend of mine, she had an Atari. And so, you know, Pong and some of those other games. That's what was big when I was in junior high, so yeah.
I used to save up quarters and go to the local Little Caesars, and I would get a little order of breadsticks, and I would play Mrs. Pac-Man on the machine and Galaxia and, you know, games like that. Like, I was all into it. And then one day they came out with a 6-game cartridge for the N64 that had all those little games like Dig Dug and stuff like that. And went back to Little Caesars for that because I had everything I needed at home. And I could make my own breadsticks because I liked making bread, and that was kind of a thing I did. I was a weird child.
Oh, wow. Well, no, I don't think that's a weird child. I think that's, priorities. Priorities are not breadsticks and pizza when you're out. It's the video games when you're out. You do the breadsticks and pizza at home. Yeah. Well, so let's see. A mom. So you are a mom. How does that work with your gaming that you like? Because a lot of people out there, it's like, oh, I'm a mom, I can't game. A lot of times I think a lot of people feel like they have to put away certain things to do their responsible adult things in their life. And I don't think they realize that you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have your fun and still be, a parent or whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So how does that work for you?
It's been a challenge, but as you can hear my daughter in the background, probably. So it's actually been really funny. Before my son was born, I was in a really bad situation, and I was trying to work on not being depressed. I wasn't fully into depression, but I knew it could spiral very quickly. I knew my personality well enough to know that I was not on a good track. I really, at that point, got back into Star Wars again because after doing a little bit of beta testing and stuff, I hadn't played it since launch, and it had been a year later, and I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to play this game. So I made a new account, and I started from scratch, which is the account I have now.
Uh-huh.
And I really got into it. So by the time my son was born, I already had an established routine. I had a PvP group that I did stuff with. So what I did is I just worked my son at that time because I could. I was in college, so I went to college during the day, and I worked like 3 days a week. So when I was home with my son, I would spend all my time with my son, and then when he would go to sleep, that was my time. So I played, and yes, I had almost no sleep being a full-time college student and a mother and going to work and trying to fit in video games. I had almost no sleep. And there were days where I may not have had enough clean laundry because I stayed up too late playing the video game. But at that time, it was what kept me sane, actually. Like, some people would drink. I refused to let myself do that because I just didn't want to be depressed. I didn't want to depend on it. So I chose video games. It worked out for me personally. Now that my son's in school and I have a 2-year-old, she'll be 2 in like 4 or 5 days. Now that I have a 2-year-old, it's a lot different. Difficult. In fact, my parents used to constantly quote, I think it was Paul maybe in the Bible, that when he was a child, he did childish things. So when he became a man, he put away childish things. Right. And my parents would constantly chastise me, tell me I wasn't being a good mother if I was playing video games instead of spending time with my kids. But what they didn't understand is that I was spending time with my kids while my kids were awake. And then when my kids went to sleep, that's when I played video games. So
exactly. And everybody needs an outlet. You can't just do all the work, and sleep. You have to have some outlet. You have to have some relaxation time, or you'll go crazy. So
I chose video games instead of TV. I don't have cable or satellite or anything because my choice of entertainment was video games.
Right.
And whereas my parents have TV, so when they're downtime, they turn on the TV and they don't think anything's wrong with it.
Exactly. It was socially acceptable back then.
Right. They see video games as me being a bad mom, but if I sat down and watched a movie with them while my kids were playing, then I'd just be a normal, okay mom. Right. And I was like, I don't think that that's fair. Like, not at all. But, to each their own. Me, personally, as a mom, it is challenging. And sometimes maybe I'll go a week or two with barely playing at all, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
I play when I need it, not just to play. Like, if I need to play, if I'm stressing out, I'm like, I need a Dr. Pepper or a coffee, and I need to play for 2 hours. Leave me alone.
Coffee.
I will recharge, and I'll be back to you. Yeah.
Oh,
After that, I'm usually pretty good.
Right, and I think it really helps when you're playing video games. A lot of the gaming community is very accepting and patient. And I know, like with our guild, if you have to get up and go do something, I have to go take care of grandkids, you have to go take care of a kid, somebody has to put their dogs out, somebody had company stop by, they'll be gone. It's very flexible. If you're going to be gone for a while, we'll just drop you from the team and pick you back up later. No big deal. If it's only going to be a few minutes, we don't mind just sitting and waiting. And I think a lot of people don't understand that either, is that when you're in with a good guild, they don't mind waiting.
Right. And it also helps if, you have epic kills to throw out there, so they kind of can't go without you or they'll die.
That is why you're always a healer. Now we know Majik's secret, folks. We know her secret. There we go.
What are you talking about? That's why you started picking up healing.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I am going to mod Mox real quick because I think I'm having some trouble over here on my thingy. So, hey, Mox. How would you like to be a mod?
Surprise! Nothing like a live stream ambush.
Thank you, Arger. That link was not working for me this morning for some reason. Nightbot, I threw in a new command, Nightbot to Nightbot, and it goes, panic. I didn't like it. Thank you. Yes, the next thing I want to talk about. So, you are on this hot new podcast, streaming podcast called The Council. What can you tell us about The Council?
Oh, so many dirty little secrets. No, I'm just kidding. I can't tell those.
I still need to have Redna and Sakari on the show, so let's go easy. And Jess, we don't want to. Oh, Jess isn't on the show. Elise is on the show. Elise, right. Redna, you, and Sakari. Okay, let's not tell too many secrets.
Oh, fine. Boy, the secret sex. No, I'm just kidding. There's not that many. Most of our goofy, retarded things we talk about end up being hilarious and in the show anyways. So
that's
you guys
true.
Don't really have to read secrets. So the Council SWTOR, I was actually approached by Redna because Redna had already come up with the idea, and Sakari and Elise were on board, and he said, I want one more person. And they're like, okay. And he said, I've got someone in mind. And he threw my name out there, and they're like, well, I don't know if she has the time. And he's like, well, I'll just ask her. So when he pitched to me what it was going to be and like how much time we would be putting in, I was like, yeah, I can do that. I mean, it's about the normal time I'd be playing Star Wars anyway. So yeah, sounds good. So we spent a few months like really trying to figure out what we wanted with it, like what precisely was our motivation, what was our desires. And when Sakari's like, let's figure out a name, I threw out 3 ideas, and the Council SWTOR was ideal number 3. And it was unanimous. Everybody liked that. So I was like, oh, yeah. So I picked the name. We voted on it. We loved it. And we all spitballed from there. It was really wonderful. So our first episode, we're all like super nervous and excited. And you could tell watching it that it was a new show. We stumbled a few times, but I think we learned. It's been fun. Our whole purpose is we want to talk about Star Wars, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think a lot of people are scared to step on BioWare toes because maybe they're wanting to be on the influencer path. And so they're afraid that if they say certain things that they won't get there. Well, I didn't even know about influencers until I joined this guild. So I could care less if I step on any BioWare toes. I love this game, but I've got issues with it. And our deal is we want to show you how much we love this game and the things we don't love about it, which is also why we do the straw polls. We want to know what you guys think. What do you love about the game? What do you hate about the game? We want to talk about Star Wars, the Old Republic.
Well, the influencer program, I think, is new. I think this group of people here, I think it's just started, but I could be wrong about that. But I think that's why... It was
in November, I believe.
Right. But I think that's why Star Wars did it, why BioWare did it, because they want, I think, this is my opinion, just from things that I've read and been hearing, I think maybe they felt there was a disconnect between them and the players. And so I view the influencer program as sort of that middleman. Like when I can't get through to Eric Musco because there's 15 million people emailing Eric Musco, I can go to one of the influencers and I can say, hey, this is a real concern. For example, Jim Hubby is colorblind. He's not completely colorblind, he's partial colorblind, so there's some colors he can see really well, and then other colors, when they pop up in the screen, he has a really hard time differentiating between what's what, which makes it difficult for him to run rays. That's why he usually just sticks with WOG right now, because, you know, it's just hard for him sometimes. People are saying, quit standing in stupid. Well, if stupid is purple, it looks just like the blue and the green. So he doesn't know if that's a heal that somebody threw on him or if it's, you know, something that's going to kill him. So I really believe, I want to say, I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people talking about it, but there seemed to be some changes that were coming in right about the time that 5.0 dropped, I think, or it might have been the one before 5.0, where there started being like a crisp edge along some things, like the mailbox. Like, see this mailbox over here, over here, and it has like a crisper edge, and it flashes. I don't remember it flashing before. It was just lit up, but I don't remember it pulsing. And there's just other things in the game, and when Hubby started noticing those things, and there, like, there's a lot of them that are fairly new, it made it easier for him to see. He knew what to look for. They can't necessarily go in and change the colors, because coding is just, you know, it's difficult. It's not like you just change something. Sometimes when you change one thing, you have 10 things behind it that you didn't mean to change. That.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just really love the influencer program. I think it's a great program, and I don't think anyone that really has something negative in a positive way, you know, to say to BioWare. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's all about respect. It's how you present your case. So
right, and my comment was purely saying that if I got into it, cool. If not, no skin off my nose. I'm going to play this game whether I would have an influencer tag or not. So
exactly.
for me personally, I'm like, I could care less. Like, I want to put out a good show. So if there's something negative going on that they're refusing to deal with, or maybe they're trying and they're just failing, it's still worth talking about. No one likes to talk about failure, but the fact is failure happens, and a lot of times through failure comes resounding success. So why not talk about it? You know, you need to talk about things, and a lot of times a greater understanding will come from talking about the failures.
Exactly. If we all just keep saying, oh, what a great job, oh, this is a wonderful job, blah, 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 then none of the negative stuff gets dealt with. None of the problems get fixed.
Yes, man, I am not.
So
if there's something going on, I have no problem telling somebody, yo, knock your crap off. That's a problem.
Exactly.
I try to be tactful about things, but sometimes I fail because people just they hit like the stupidity button and they just keep upping the stupidity. So sometimes my brain mouth filter just gets so clogged that I just start spewing.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So your stream. Did we talk enough about your stream? I think you just kind of casually mentioned it. You want to talk about it a little bit more, and we'll get Arjar or somebody to throw that up in there again for you.
I'm in the baby steps of streaming, like baby steps. I'm not even an affiliate or anything. I've just, like 2 weeks ago, decided I'm going to start a schedule, and I'm going to stream at a certain time. Before I was just streaming like after the council, but usually Sakari's streaming then, and other people are streaming, and it's like, I will never get anywhere when I'm competing with people who are already established. So I'm actually in a hard mode progression group, and it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I was like, I'll just start streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays. People like hard mode content. That sounds decent. But on the nights that are not Tuesday, Thursday, and I decide to stream, I love streaming Mass Effect. Mass Effect 3 primarily, but pretty much whatever I'm playing. And I am hilariously always Paragon, even though in Star Wars I'm always dark side. I'm always Paragon and Mass Effect, and it's just because when you're renegade, it makes you like racist against other species, and that annoys me. Like, I love the aliens in the game, you know. So
right.
No matter how many times I've tried to go renegade, I can't. I end up going Paragon because I just can't handle the racist crap. So, I see. On this game, I'm the darkness MajikAce. On that game, I'm like, hey, I'm the weirdo Paragon Shepherd over here.
I'm I love everybody flower child kind of. No. Well, I understand that. Streaming, it's difficult to kind of get your foot in the door nowadays with so many people doing it out there. But that's the thing, is that there are so many people that have been doing it, that there's people out there that are looking for new stuff, fresh stuff. And you bring a fresh perspective. You're right that people like to see hard mode raids. That's awesome. And as far as you're trying to pick a time when no one else is streaming, it's like I was told when I first started streaming, that's basically not going to happen because someone is always streaming. So I basically go with, is JT streaming? Because I mod for JT. So I, obviously that would be rude if I go, oh, hey, I'm not modding for you tonight. I'm going to go run my own stream. So
go suck it.
Yeah, suck it. No, so I try, I don't stream when JT's streaming. I try to not stream when Mox or, any of like our guild mates, when they're streaming, I try to not stream at those times. So that's why I kind of started picking like a morning, early afternoon type show. Plus, I have no grandkids here, so it's pretty quiet. And everybody's at work.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one bugs me.
Yeah, right now I've actually contemplated doing a couple like Mass Effect streams during the week, like daytime, because my son, I don't have to go pick him up till 2. So I'm like, hey, that's time where I don't have, multiple children running through my house screaming bloody murder. I haven't done it yet just because I'm like, silence is a good time to read a book.
Well, I think that would be fabulous. I think Elise had wanted to stream that or something, but I don't see her. I don't think she's streaming much right now. I think she's just really, really been busy. But yeah, she's a huge Mass Effects person, by the way. And SWTOR.
Yes,
we all love SWTOR.
We've done some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer before.
Huh?
We've done some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer before.
Ooh. Now, see, I've only played Mass Effects 2. I have to admit, when it came out free, I don't want to pay for a game. I don't know if I'm going to like it, so I play it first. If I like it, I buy it. And I tried it, but I can't zoom out far enough from the screen. And so when I'm zipping around to do when I'm zipping around to do stuff, it makes me nauseous. I get like it's not actually motion sickness, but it's that type of effect. But I can't remember what it's called. But I just can't handle it, so I don't really play it. But I play some different games when I'm not playing SWTOR.
Yeah, that is one thing that does bug me about the game. But I will say, like, Mass Effect 1, like, the controls are just super clunky. They're not streamlined. It's not easy to play. Mass Effect 2 got a lot easier. Mass Effect 3 is by far the best. And in Mass Effect 3, the camera is out, like, another 2 inches from the other games, which helps a ton. But still, yeah, I'm so used to being able to scroll way out. Like, my character becomes a tiny little point on my screen on Star Wars, and then on Mass Effect, I'm, like, right up there. You can see all the pieces of my hair. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, it's like this.
But then again, it's actually not too terrible. It's just I've gotten so used to Star Wars where I can zoom out. It's actually not too terrible because, like, when I played Halo all the time, like, I didn't get to zoom out. I had to be, like, right there. So when I looked at it that way, I was like, okay, quit your complaining. You used to play games like this all the time. You just got spoiled.
Well, SWTOR definitely spoils us, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, Minor Mikey, 23, thank you for joining us today. And I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Doing pretty good over here.
I'm doing good, too, even if you didn't ask me.
That's right. You didn't ask Majik how she's doing. You may have hurt Majik's feelings. Oh, great. We're going to have crying on the show.
Just kidding. My feelers got broken a long time ago. I'm good now.
That's funny. Hey, Major Vendetta. How are you doing? Thank you. Wow, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it. I did type hi earlier, but I didn't give a shout out. So, I'm so excited all these people coming in. You were talking about being like affiliated and stuff. I've thought about it. It's not like I'm doing like this major push for it, but I just think it would be neat, to do that, to have a regular schedule, that I can do. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I actually had a couple people jump in my stream Tuesday night, and they're like, "Where's your sub button? I can't sub to you. Where's your sub button?" I'm like, "Well, funny story. I'm not actually an affiliate." And they're like, "What? What am I supposed to do?" I'm like, "Oh, I have a PayPal if you really want." They're like, "Well, that's lame." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I just decided. I've had no time since my decision.
Tell
and
them,
it's not like I'm."
tell them to come back and bring 10 friends with them. That's what you need. You need, hey, thank you, Minor Mikey.
What's funny is what brought it up is that I was apologizing for the lag. I'm like, I will lag a tiny bit. I'm sorry. My CPU struggles to stream and do Star Wars at the same time. But don't worry. I've got a new computer that I'm going to be getting in like January or February. So this is temporary. And so they were talking about like costs, and I was like, well, you know, I've already had a couple of donations, and everything I get is going towards my computer. That's when they started looking for the sub button. I'm like, funny story about that. So I haven't actually made it there, but if I ever do, you know, everything I make will be going towards new computers. So that would be great.
So folks, you've heard it here. Majik needs a new computer. So when you head over to her channel, because you just got to click the link that's over there in the chat. When you head to her channel, thank you, Pendrocus. Thank you for hosting me today. So yeah, what you need to do is when you head to Majik's channel, send her some love. Find out her PayPal, send her some love. And if you send it, I don't know if this is a secret. When you send it friends and family, you don't have to pay the fee, okay? So she's your friend, and you're sending her some money, and you don't have to pay the fee. All right? Every penny will go straight to her. And maybe we could get her computer before February. Would be totally awesome. So, okay, that's a little plug there, Majik.
Well, thank you. Unexpected.
You're welcome. Hey, if we can get you a new computer, that would be totally, totally awesome. So
yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with yours. I don't mean it that way. I just mean it's fun.
Oh, no, there is something wrong with it. It's a 32-bit piece of poo sometimes. I can't, like, I got the Andromeda trial to try out, and it wouldn't even let me play it. It's like, sorry, this is 64-bit only. I was like, really? That's like salt in the wound. Thank you so much. Not only are you telling me that my computer can't handle it, you're also saying we discriminate against your computer. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Discrimination. Oh my gosh.
Discriminate against 32 bits.
Well, let's talk about Extra Life. Now, I have none of my stuff ready today, but Extra Life is a fundraiser. Wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong. I can't type and do this. Extra Life is a organization, a charity, and the money you donate goes straight to the hospital that you've selected. It can help pay for medical expenses that the families have incurred. It can just whatever the needs are of the children that are in these hospitals. Some of them are there in and out all the time for treatments. You know, some have cancer. Sometimes you have a situation where it's just an emergency. Kelly Dorn's granddaughter had I want to say it was a bicycle accident. She fell off. She had a real bad head injury, and she had to go in. And she was treated at a Children's Miracle Network hospital. And so, you know, it doesn't always have to be children that have ongoing diseases, but, you know, sometimes when it's that emergency, there's no emergency fund, or when you have ongoing diseases or conditions, then, you know, those funds run out. So either way, it's a big help if you can donate to Extra Life. Thank you, Arjar. And the links are over there in the chat panel. And yes, 24-hour gaming. I believe ours is going to be November 4th. I think we're only doing 12 hours. Is that right, Mox? 12 hours and not 24?
Yeah, 24 would be a bit for me because, like, who am I going to get to watch my kids for 24 hours?
Hey, I roller skated for 24 hours.
Kids, but...
Oh, I roller skated for 24 hours as a kid. I was all set to game for 24 hours. I was like, man, I'm going to set up. You know, I've got the bathroom just close by. I've got drinks in the fridge right here. You know, got a little mini fridge right here by the desk. I was set for 24-hour gaming. But I might have fallen asleep, but, you know, hey, I was going to try.
Well, I've definitely done 24-hour gaming before, but I had one kid, so it was really easy to do at the time. Now I'm like, no, not gonna happen.
Exactly. Those little runts, sometimes they need food. You have to feed them. You can't just,
No.
and they have to be changed. Oh goodness.
A couple of times people were like, "Hey, Magic, you wanna run something?" I'm like, "Yeah, just a second. I gotta feed and water my kids."
Yeah, feed them water.
They're like, "What?" I was like, "I gotta feed and water my kids. I'll be back." It always makes people look at me like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, "No, man. Like after this many years, it's like whatever. Food, water, give them some love, give them a shower and clean clothes and a book, and you'll be fine. Like that's all I got to do."
Exactly, exactly. Well, okay, so
Well, I
now
say that, but that's a lie.
right.
There's obviously more.
You love them, they just have this way. They just worm their way into our little hearts, and
Oh,
then
my
we're
son
stuck
is
with
my
them.
mini me. My
Uh-oh.
mini me. I couldn't escape him if I wanted to. He is. If I wanted to know what I would be like as a male, all I would have to do is just look at my son. He is so me.
Oh, wow. That is something else, something else. Well, now that y'all see me on webcam, I think I might make this a regular thing. And you can see my hair color is like brown, dark brown, blackish kind of color. So what I'm going to do is when my personal goal of $300 is met, I'm going to do a stream and I'm going to let the chat choose what color I dye my hair. It can be purple, pink, lime green, whatever the chat chooses, I'm coloring
Oh
my
my
hair.
gosh, lime green, yes.
Yeah, well, when that $300 mark is met, game on. We're going to be coloring my hair, and I'm going to my goal is to have my sister-in-law. She doesn't live in town. She lives somewhere else. My goal, though, is to have my sister-in-law do it. And I'll have someone take pictures while we're doing it. And then I'll put together like a little slideshow or something and play that for everybody. Did I mention the leveling event? No. And I don't have the link for that. The leveling event is this Saturday. Majik, are you a part of that leveling event?
No, I am not, due
Okay.
to the fact that my children will not have anywhere to go. My parents are going to be out of town, and I just have different things going on. I'm like,
Right.
well, probably not.
Right, right. I'm not either. I'm going to be modding for JT and babysitting grandkids myself. Um,
Lovely.
so yeah, here's the thing. We have extra left donation goal. Oh, there we go. Yes, I will color my hair. So, leveling event. It's guys versus girls. Oh my goodness. One team. Yep. Oh, I should have gotten this picture earlier. Mox, do you have? Oh, I would have to have the picture. 1 second. I'm going to get this picture and put it up. I know it's on. Wait, I'll make sure I don't log out. It's on Twitter. I know it's here somewhere. 1 minute. 1 minute.
While you're working on that, I'm doing Zerka dailies because I am broke.
Zerka dailies. Okay, here we go. If y'all can see this. Wait, why can't you see this? Oh, I will need to make a scene. Bear with me, people. Bear with me.
Rawr. That was me bearing with it.
Oh, that's cute. Bearing.
Rawr.
It's not working. Okay. You know what? It's not working, so we're just going to
put the link in the chat.
Forget it, I guess. Yes, we're just going to put the link in chat, and I'll just read this to you. So what it is, it's the Guardians of the Extra Life versus, and that is Mox, Zacho, JT, and Kidley. Now, Zacho is JT's nephew. So they're going to be one team. And then the other team is Yuko, Vaneka, Azzy, and I'm going to say Zaki. Now, I don't know these people except for Azzy. Unless, I mean, we've had some new people in the guild, and I've been away for a little bit. Like, I see new people come in. I'm, hi, how you doing? And Friday nights is about it. So, please don't be mad if I know you and I forgot. I'm old, too.
Oh, whatever.
I am. Girl, I have grandkids.
So what? So is my mom.
I'm old. So is your mom.
My mom's a grandma. She's a nana.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you, Mox, for putting that in the chat. So now it's a leveling event. I don't know how many hours. 24-hour leveling event. The point is to see which side can level first. They're starting on brand new tunes, and they're going to go to who can get to 70 first. Or I guess maybe the highest they can get before they all crash. It just depends. But, but that
now, when
be
you say hi, I hope you mean with legal activity.
Legal activity. Legal leveling through the game. None of that.
Oh, okay.
None of that wacky tobacco.
I haven't heard that in a while.
I'm old.
Well, I've heard it, and I'm not even 27 yet.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be Saturday. Now, I don't know, what time is that going to start, Mox? I want to say it starts at noon Eastern time. So if that's noon
I feel like
Eastern,
there needs to be like an announcer being like, "Start your engines."
There
go!
should be. They
and
should
everybody
do
like
that.
takes off.
They should
I think
do
that'd
that.
Be great.
Majik, you could log in long enough for that.
Oh heck yeah, I could. I'd be like doing a flag emote. I'd be like, "Go, go, go!"
Do it.
Everybody
Okay.
like launches off into the race.
Mox, you heard it. We have an idea. Majik's going to be the start your engines person. Okay. So, yeah. Can y'all hook her up?
I could be that Chi-Chi girl from Greece. I could drop the flag and be like, "Oh yeah."
Yep. There you go. There you go. You're going to have your pink ladies jacket too, or what?
I don't know. Me and Pink haven't really gotten along in a while, and I don't mean the singer.
Oh, okay.
I wear a whole lot of black, and I have since I was like in 8th grade, so it's been a long time. Black's been doing me right.
Will she dress in a
Don't go
skimpy
black.
starter outfit? No. Please. Well, I don't want to speak for Majik. I don't know. She might.
No,
Probably talk to Majik Hubby.
The skimpiest thing I wear is not allowed on camera. It's bedroom appropriate only. Okay.
There we go.
And I'm pretty sure Majik Hubby would die laughing if I was on camera because he knows I would be more embarrassed than anybody else. So he would probably be like, "Sure, okay, let's see you actually do that." I'd be like, "JK."
That's too funny.
Yeah, he knows me pretty well. I'd be like, "I'm gonna wear this on camera," and he'd go, "I want to see you do it."
Yeah, he'd probably be more shocked if you did, right?
Yeah. And then he'd be mad. He'd be like, "I thought you were kidding."
You're like, nope. Well, let's see. We probably have about another. When did we start? We started. I don't hear you. Oh, we started like almost right at 1 o'clock. Hey, that's pretty good. You would not believe the day we've had. Majik and I both had appointments for people in our family, and we both just got back like minutes before we were supposed to go live. So, 5 past. So we have about 15 minutes here. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm actually going to have to go before then. I've got about 7 minutes because my boy will be home from, or will be ready for me to pick him up from school.
That's right.
So
School day.
I'm finishing up this CZ. I'm on the last one, and then I'm going to have to call it.
Well, that is totally fine. I think maybe we'll just go ahead and call it then when you finish that up. So don't forget, people, Extra Life. Very important. I know we've had Hurricane Harvey, we've had Hurricane Irma going on, but that's even more of a reason to make sure that you also hit up Extra Life, because with the hurricanes, anybody that was in those areas, you know, those people don't stop being sick. Those kids don't suddenly get well. those families don't suddenly have all their bills met. And so that need
That's a
is going
very
to be,
good point.
yeah, that need is going to be even greater once the hurricanes have come and gone, because people have had things washed away. Imagine your bank statements, your insurance forms, your your medical plans and stuff. What about any medication? You didn't get it. You was in a hurry. It was an emergency, and you couldn't get all your stuff out. Think of that times hundreds of people. There's going to be backlogs. It's not like they can just walk into the office the next day and get all their paperwork reinstated. So it's even more important now that if you have anything to give to Extra Life, please do. We talk about coffee with Jim. Give up a coffee for a day. Give up your Starbucks or your whatever. Just one day, just one cup. One cup is
Hey,
$5.
I grind my coffee at home, okay, and so $5 is a whole pound of coffee for me.
Well, I'm maybe you can pull $5 from somewhere. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. But
Okay.
if you don't have it, spread the word.
Today I got a $5 coffee. Okay, but it was a splurge. It was a splurge. I had to be out and about. So today I got coffee from my favorite coffee shop. Shh, it's a secret.
See, now that's
But
us.
I understand your meaning. I hadn't
Right.
really ever thought about that, but you're right. The bills don't go away. They still
Exactly.
expect you to pay that electric bill, that medical bill. Just because your home isn't there or, all of your stuff is gone, they're like, no, you still have bills to pay. That's a really good point.
Somebody's still going to need that surgery or that chemo treatment or whatever. So yeah, it's even more of a reason now. But I do the same thing. Mine is Folgers breakfast blend on medium, and we don't eat out very often. We don't go bar hopping on the weekends. We don't, there's a lot of things we don't do. But I think about, oh, maybe I'll spend some extra money on cartel coins this month. Well, why don't I just ship that over to Extra Life instead? Do I really need extra cartel coins? I'm sorry, SWOTOR, but really, so just whatever y'all can do, get the word out, spread the word, and that would be totally awesome. And then don't forget, for people that still need relief in the hurricane areas, don't forget about that. And I think the main thing is just be kind to everybody, folks. Be kind, because there's enough stress in the world. We don't need to add to it with our judgments, preconceived ideas and notions, and hateful, spiteful words. Just because someone's not doing something the way you would do it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just different. So,
well, I don't know. Don't say that to my husband, because he'll run with that.
Whoopsie. That is why Jim Hubby is medicated downstairs in his chair today. So
I tell Magic Hubby, I'm like, if you would have done it my way the first time, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm just saying, happy wife, happy life.
there you go.
People think that's really a joke, but there's so many times I tell him over and over again, it's here, it's this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, it's not. And then he comes back, he's like, it's right here. I'm like, yep.
Exactly.
That's right, Magic Hubby. It is. You now just think if you would have listened to me the first time. So everybody, listen to Jim. Extra Life, Extra Life.
After 20 years, I don't even have to say I told you so anymore. There's this look, and he goes, don't give me that look. I know what that look says. So, yeah, just give a look.
I look over at him and I start giggling. He's like, just stop it. He's like, shh, don't say anything. I'm like, I didn't say anything. He's like, I know, but you're laughing.
There you go.
It's a known thing. We know.
Well, because they've heard it so often.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was fun. I unfortunately do have to go pick up my boy, because
yes, ma'am.
The line to pick up children is ridiculously long, and if I don't go and wait in line now, in 30 minutes when his school lets out, it won't be till 3 until I actually get him in my car. So,
oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, I gotta go now.
Thank you for being here today. We had fun. I had fun.
Yes. It's been lots of fun. Thank you so much, and thank you for everybody who is watching. Bye.
Bye, Magic. All right, folks. Well, that's going to wind it up for Coffee with Jem. Thank you for being with us today. I'll be back on the 23rd with Kid Lee. Kid Lee's going to be in the house, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things that Kid Lee doesn't even know we're talking about yet. So, don't tell him I said that. But, so we'll see you the 23rd. Just watch for Buy a Pen. Thank you for being here today. Yeah, so we're going to hit the follow button, and turn on your notifications. Also follow me on Twitter, mwilson6468, and that way you'll know when I go live. And I will put it on Twitter. Hey, 24, how are you doing? All right, thank you for coming by. So yeah, Kidley on the 23rd, and then I don't know who's going to be next. So if you would like to be on Coffee with Gem, shoot me an email at texas.gem68@gmail.com, and we'll talk. So anybody can come hang out at Coffee with Gem. We welcome it. All right. Then I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.